What's good, everybody? It's Kaige-O Gaming, and welcome back to our Going Medieval series. If you are enjoying the series, make sure to leave a like. If you're not, make sure to leave a dislike. I appreciate all your feedback. And last time we left off, well, we are trying to expand our little town. We're kind of just expanding north, but we want to make sure that we can continue having defenses. We haven't quite figured out how often raids happen. We only had a raid because we had an event pop up where we brought in our second Hournack. He was being chased down by the evil philosophers. So, over here, I think we were planning on getting our research. I wouldn't mind starting to look at building out of other materials. Probably make it a little more defensible, like maybe we should start getting some clay and stuff. We do have a bunch of salt here. We have some areas of clay. How are we doing on hay? We have 150 hay, that's not bad. I guess we could grab a little bit more. We also probably want to expand or build a second stockpile at some point. We have tons of clay out here. I just feel like maybe building our entire town out of wood could end in tragedy. So I feel like we should maybe be looking into alternative options just to be safe. So let's go ahead and allow some clay to be stocked up in our stockpile. Is there an easy way to get different walls? Like, can we not stack this? We gotta deconstruct it? Is there like a replace option? We can copy. We have the thermal insulation. It does kind of look like we have to deconstruct, doesn't it? So it's only letting me place it side by side or on top of. I don't see a tool that allows you to build over. So that's a QOL item that they could improve on. Clay walls. Can I see stats? Hit points. Thermal insulation is 0.9. Cover effectiveness 100. So it does have better thermal insulation. Which might mean for summer, like, we would probably want to put windows. What about stone? Limestone has a 0.87. So this has better insulation. Wow. The clay has less hit points than the wood. So maybe we want to start looking at limestone and going with that. I'm also trying to keep in mind of how, like, we want to design our city. Well, it's not really a city yet, but I'm trying to keep in mind how we want to kind of lay everything out in the future. I don't mind having the homes in the center, but also I feel like a giant keep, like a last stand position, in case we ever get overrun or overwhelmed, would be fun. And kind of having, like, the typical castle layout to where, you know, you have the keep in the middle, it's surrounded by walls, you might have some people living in there, you'll have some workshops, and then you have, like, your outer walls, and then you have all your farms and your pastures. So I'm trying to keep all of that stuff in mind of what I want to do. We have some settlers idle. Are we out of cabbage seeds? What the heck is going on there? Not enough seeds to sow this field. Which is interesting, because I kind of figured we would have enough seeds to kind of keep it pretty consistent. That does not seem to be the case. So maybe we'll start picking up all this stone lying around. That's a dirt pile. Where can we find some stone? What do the stone mines look like? Because if we just dig all of this, it's just dirt, clay, There's got to be like stone deposits, right? Clay, iron, clay. Bunch of clay everywhere. Okay, here's some limestone. That's pretty far. I wouldn't mind getting a bridge at some point over here. How does that work? I know we can get the drawbridges. Can you place anything over water? I suppose we could do, like, walls. And then floors on top of the walls. Seems like it could work. If there's no actual bridge option. We have all of our crafting stuff up. Let's make sure we are getting the roof done. Well, let's get the floors first. Then we'll start finishing up our library. Get that in. I did want to put more defenses over here as well, but we'll build one thing at a time. Make sure we have enough wood for it. If we look at materials, raw materials, we have so many sticks. Not too much wood. Our trees are growing over here. Let's look for some mature trees to chop down. I kind of feel like maybe we should expand our tree farm a little bit. I would like to try a different, like, strategy here. Where could we put... Like, what if we do something like this? I'm curious to how growth will go. How many saplings do we have? We have at least 10 of each. So if we do a birch tree, and then we do... Make it even. We'll do like 3 wide. And then separate it by 3. It's definitely not as space effective. But that might help with growth and allow the trees to grow more quickly. Can I delete this? And then I want to copy. So we'll kind of see what the growth rate is of this. I'm assuming growth is going to either halt altogether or really slow down once it starts to get colder. But I am curious of the comparison. Plus, I don't think more trees would hurt. Intellectual 24, construction 15. That is nice. So... we are going... Did we not ever get a wood floor in here? It does not appear so. Let's get that in there, and then we'll get some bookshelves. And then we're going to want wood flooring in here. For sure. And then this can be our 3rd or our 5th room. So everybody's going to have their own room. That should make them happy, which is great. We got these trees going up. Our farm is looking nice and expansive. We have 13 meals, 100 raw food. Should be able to hunt in the winter. We took out one of the wolves. When we look at raw food, we do still have 18 meat. Our textile shelves are full. We have our weapon rack in here. I mean, we haven't really had any problems from what I understand. You are uncomfortable. I would assume maybe that's from temperature. Doesn't say what's attributing to that. Better beds, chairs, and clothes. Okay, it doesn't seem like it's temperature. I'm assuming temperature, like if they're too hot or too cold, it would show something in here. I would assume. We should finally be making this cartography table. And I guess we forgot to put wood floors in here as well. Let's make sure we're getting all that down. Wood floors in every building. Do we have to reset? We do have to reset. Oh. Okay, we can assign a certain person on it. Intellectual skill range. Nice. It looks like 50 might be the max skill. Stunted yield amount is 40%. Sunlight amount. What? How are you only getting 73%? There does seem to be like a shadow right here. Sunlight 70, 67. Stunted plants are smaller and yield fewer resources. Plants become stunted due to lack of sunlight. Trees become stunted growing in a crowded area. You're 40%. You guys are also 40%. Lifespan 44 days, 1 harvest. So do you guys not have enough room still? The heck? Having more than 2 walls or other trees adjacent. So should we have separated it 1 more, maybe? Having more than 2 walls or other trees adjacent to the growing tree causes stunted growth. Which makes sense over here, but we don't have 2 walls around it. And we don't have trees adjacent to it. Huh. Alrighty then. We could make weapons, but I think we're doing okay. That's not what I wanted to look at. I was hoping I could see your stats before making you. Clothing fabric, 20 wood, dismantle. And then in the weapon rack we have a good sling and a flimsy 2-handed mace. Okay, some of the spike traps are done. That's fantastic. Not enough resources. We need more dirt. Okay, so let's go ahead and pick up that dirt. We are starting to put books back on the ground here. So, we can get some wall bookshelves. What else? What other options are there? Just regular bookshelves? Let's get those in there. Have some more storage. And then, like, these chairs. It just says can be used for room type Great Hall. I don't know if they use the chairs to help with production. It doesn't seem like it. Like, it's not showing any type of production bonus. So I would assume that that's not the case. It's been a while since we placed this cartography table, too. I wonder why they didn't try and focus on that first. I wonder if it, like, reset its, priority once we hit the skill to be able to craft it. But we got the traps done. Interesting. We probably should go ahead and grab this barley and start planting that. That could be really nice. I wonder if we get other, like, wild vegetables, such as, like, cabbages. If not, we would have to buy more seeds. A bramble bush. Got some herbs here. Herb seeds. Probably wouldn't be a bad idea to start growing that either. Which means we won't really be expanding in this direction since this is where all our farms are going. Alright, we're finally getting this filled in. Are we low on wood? We have 147. Probably wouldn't be such a bad idea to go ahead and get some more. Especially knock out all these dead trees. And then we'll start adding some defenses along this corner. Did we have a plan for this building? Or did we just say that we wanted to get fit another building in here? What are our options? We could get buildings specific to the shrines in their religions. These two seem fine to be outside. Heat output are both the same. One has more hit points. Better aesthetic value. But we don't have much limestone available to us. Which is kind of stinky. I'm not gonna lie. It's like this little deposit. We have a little bit here. And that kind of looks like that's it. Interesting. Okay, so we might have to use that sparingly. We have a bunch of buildings queued up. We have some growing queued up. So let's go ahead and get that going. Research available. We could get, stone block cutting. I don't know what that was. Somebody must have gained a level or something. We have more defensive structures. Wooden trap, reinforced door. We have a kiln. We have the sewing station. And an improved research station. Let's see what this new research station's all about. I'm assuming that means that we can get rid of this one. And then we can put this one down. Aesthetic value is 35, unlocked with research 2. Requires 10 constructing skill. Your aesthetic value is 25. Okay. Maybe that'll allow us to get the next tier of books. But I kind of want to go through all of the basic research first. Unless we see something that we absolutely need. But now we're just kind of exploring what's available to us. And I kind of want to check out stone block cutting next. To see if that specifically uses limestone. What the difference is between like cut stone walls and limestone walls. See how all that goes. 8 botany and 11 construction. We could just chop all of these trees down. These are all dead. Chop you down. Chop you two down. Chop you down. That should give us a decent amount of wood. We'll chop this down as well. And then we have all these bones, but those seem to go in our dumping zone. So I don't think that they would be useful for anything. Okay, these trees are starting to get chopped. We have 3 people on growing right now. Yeah, you still say 40%. You're gonna give me 50 saplings? I don't think that's right. That doesn't make any sense. The cartography table's getting done, which hopefully means that we can use this region tab and see what's going on there. That's exciting. Unlock the region map. Region. You can see what factions and settlements are in your region via the region map. Here you will be able to see the neighboring factions, occasional bandit camps, and other points of interest. Keep in mind what you do in your settlement will be noticed by others in your region. Various types of renown can be gained and will be recognized by others. Okay. Permanently hostile. Is this how many people they have? Or... neutral, neutral... These are the philosophers. Like, do they have 12 to 15 archers? Or... do they have, like... one archer that could be level 12 to 15? It's gotta be 12 to 15 archers, right? If so, that's an insane amount of people. How would we ever compete with that? Okay. Cool, cool. Oh, this only gets us the handbooks. I wonder... would those, kind of like carry over? In a sense to where, like, do you specifically need the Chronicles to unlock this? Or, like, would this potentially count as 2 Chronicles? Because if that's the case, we're gonna need to put that other workbench back in here. I don't know if it'll fit. It'll fit. We'll kind of see how that works. I have a feeling that they won't, like, carry over. So we'll probably end up needing to get that back in there. Cartography table. You can see the map. So, let's start looking at some defenses. Wooden walls have more hit points, so we'll stick with that. Leave a spacing of 2. This is gonna be a pretty big defensive wall. Go ahead and get that started. We'll go ahead and place the ladder. Okay, not looking too shabby. I wouldn't mind getting, like, maybe... I don't know, maybe we'll do, like, one big building for the housing. Or what we could do is, like, make this a house, and then, like, do, like, a plus sign type deal. Like, have all of this connected. And then, like, have doors potentially on the second floor, or leave, like, these open, as in courtyards. And then we could also connect these walls and have doors. That could be cool. Maybe we'll think about doing something like that. And we should be able to get up to, like, 3 or 4 stories. So we could make, like, a very tall center. Maybe keep our housing on the outside layers, and then in the middle layer we can do, like, a great hall, or I guess whatever we want to put in there. That's an idea. That's an idea. That can be, like, our inner keep. And then we'll place, like, workshops, and if we need more housing, place that along the outsides. And then have another outer wall. And then do farms. Something to think about. Something to think about. We do have a merchant, which could be nice. Who is our highest speechcraft? Isn't it Awarnak? Oh, you can just hover over them. Nice. 7, 1, 5, 0, 5. We really need to work on our speechcraft. I need this, and right-click, barter. Let's see what you got, buddy. Okay, barley. So we could buy barley. We can buy beet seeds. We can buy cabbage seeds, which could be nice. But we don't, like, have any money, right? Is there a money value? Like, if we were to buy this, or, like, say we were just to sell, what if we just sold something? My word, 6 for these? That's pretty nice. Will you buy my sticks, please? No. You're not interested in my sticks, sadly. We can sell these tainted goods, that's for sure. And, like, if we were to accept this, we acquire nothing, it would seem. Yeah, so it doesn't seem like there's any, like, money. So we would have to trade something of equal value. I see. Stews, tallow. Medicine, candle material, and oil source. Miscellaneous, preservatives, and disinfectants. I don't think we're going to be using our milk right now. It gives us 1.18 to work with. I don't think we'll be using the rat leather. Probably get rid of all of this leather. Get rid of 40 deer leather. That gives us 38 to play with. So we could get the 5 cabbage seeds. We could start growing flax. Could start growing beets. And we could get barley. Ciders. We have grilled mushrooms. We have herbs. They have stick traps. I guess we'll buy a herb just to kind of like balance it out. Actually, that's too much. How does it go from negative 5.48? We get something for 5.33, and then it goes to 0.14. Are you taxing me? Is that what's going on here? Or are we in the opposite direction? I'm confused. Oh, merchant can't carry this much weight. Oh, what the heck? Alright, reset. We'll just focus on trying to buy the seeds then. What the heck kind of merchant is this? Can you carry these? I don't want to have those. And then we have 5.52. Could take a cider. 2 ciders. I suppose. Sure, why not? You will acquire this. You are proffering this. Yeah, we'll go ahead and grab a bunch of seeds. Why not? So let's go ahead and get another seed shelf here. Now we can go ahead and plant some more cabbages. Which will be great. And then let's finish up our defenses over here. We gotta be able to... Yeah, we could build these out of different stuff. But we don't really have those resources available. There we go. Fence is on this corner. And you are going to be seeds with a very high priority. Like, some of this stuff will decompose in 40 days. But it is summer. Each into 4 seasons that last 12 days each. It's day 9 and we're in summer. Where should we expand our farms? I kind of wanted to leave these bushes here. because we don't have access to gooseberries, but I'll just go ahead and pick that up. Okay, now we want a barley field. I know we don't have enough to plant that all the way. Same thing with here. What the heck did I just do? There we go. Like, we don't have enough for any of this, but... I do want to start getting those down. So we don't waste those seeds. We can start picking up those materials. And then we're going to have to push out research. But it does seem that we need our other research bench down. So let's go ahead and get that back in here. And then I'm going to pause production on that once that's finished. Food reserves on stockpile are low, but we are cooking here. These don't stack very well, do they? Wonder if you can only have 10. Merchant is leaving our settlement. We could set up caravans. If we wanted to. Okay, we got the flax down. This is good to go. We're doing that forever, and I'm gonna have you pause production on that. There we go. We got these bookshelves down. Friendly visit. Food reserves are low. Because we're low on raw food. Okay. Are there any, like, spare berry bushes that we can harvest? Here. You're not fully grown yet. We have here. Here. What else do we have in the area? We got some mushrooms over here. Mushrooms here. Those are still young. We have berry bushes down here that we can grab. As well as down here. Then hopefully this gives us a decent amount of food to cook with. Is that... Okay, blackthorns are over here. So we can get more berries over on this side, but they need to grow first. Although this one just seems tiny and it says it's ripe. So I'm gonna harvest that one. Oh, we do have wild flax over here. Okay, let's get that going. Grab these mushrooms. Living off the land. We do have more barley over here as well. Which is pretty solid. So we can actually really get those crops going. What was the other seed? It was beets. Right, we're not getting beets yet. We have flax and barley. Then we gotta get a beet farm. Good old beet farm. Which honestly, I suppose we can just put here. Necessary botany skill. 20? And then 10 for year. Whoa. Who's our highest botany skill? Oh, you have 14. So Cerdic could get this done, but you can't get the beet field in. Okay. I guess we kind of wasted money on those beet seeds. Maybe we'll get them in time. In due time. Merchant structures. The war chest. A mighty strong box to keep gold coin for brokerage and similar purposes under lock and key. So we actually can get gold coins? I wonder if the merchant just didn't have any? Maybe? I don't know how that works. What other kind of stuff do we want to get in here? I would kind of like more furniture. These are all great haul items. Could get the braziers on the walls so we could do flaming arrows. That could be kind of cool. We need another building type over here. We'll probably wait until we unlock a new production. Like stone block cutting. And then we can put the kiln in this area. We got plenty of open space in here. See what we want to do there. You guys should have no problems making meals. You guys are sitting to eat down. Or, sitting to eat down. Sitting down to eat. Is what I meant to say. 8 sitting down. Okay, you guys do get a bonus from that. I wonder if you get another bonus from... eating at a table. I would have preferred a simple meal. Modest meal. Excessive food does not agree with me. Alright, guy. So, we need to... manage you. And you should only, what, be eating raw food? I hope you don't start eating raw meat. That would be horrible. Well, let's see how that works out. We'll have to try and keep track of that. How are the rest of our people? You have ugly apparel. You also have ugly apparel. Okay, so we should get some, we probably should get tailoring next. So we need 2 more books. Store 5,000 nutrition. Nice. I suppose we can start getting this building ready. I don't know why it does that. It, like, sticks. So this is going to be another production workshop. We'll put the door on this side. And that should be enough room for a smaller wall. Yeah, we could do something like that. Not super defensible, but we'll take it. And then next we'll probably want to expand this way. So we should probably get that kiln so we can do stuff with the clay. Either that or just make clay buildings, but ugh, I don't know how I feel about the clay buildings. Suppose we could make like our center buildings out of clay. I don't want my outer, since they have weaker hit points. Okay, we have enough research for tailoring. Boom, unlock that. And then we want our wood floors. How are we doing on wood? We're starting to get a little low. But we do seem to have a decent amount of trees growing back up in the area. Which is nice to see. Got a wolf over there. Whoa, we have 3 wolves over here. Oh my goodness. We have like 6 wolves over here. And they're eating my food. Alright, let's see how you feel about eating raw food. Or not. I guess you're not hungry yet. Start getting hungry at 28%. You're at 38. I would like to just to make you more aesthetically pleasing. Have you match this other 2-story building? What, can we do anything with the stairs? No. And we do have another... research available, but that's going to be the merchant structures again. Which we're not quite interested in at the moment. Don't need any of that. Alright, now we can get this roof going. Fodder, we still have 164. Oh my gosh, we have so many goats. Is that a dog? How do we get a dog? If we set you to train, what does that do? Train 0%. I don't want my dog in the pen. How the heck did we get a dog? Training attempt failed. We have a doggy! I don't know how that works. Like, was it a random event that gave us a dog? Did we somehow tame him? I don't even know how long we've had that dog. Can I pet that dog? We want the sewing station in here. I'll put you on this side. Yeah, this area is super crammed, which I'm not a huge fan of, but what can you do? Defenses. At least we got something over here. I would like to make these walls thicker at some point. But that should help us with our animal handling skill. Which you, Gerard, should be handling. We can get beekeeping, the barrels. I want to get, I think I want to get the kiln next. See what that's all about. We should be able to get it shortly. Storage is still looking okay. This tallow's gonna spoil, but I don't really know if there's anything we can do about that. Serdic, you're up to 12 culinary. 16 carpentry, 14 botany, 14 marksman. You're looking pretty good. Still have a decent amount of raw food. Have you eaten yet? 8 raw food. Deprived of religious activities. Alright, so we might need to get more shrines. So maybe those are the kind of buildings that we'll work towards next. I feel like we should pick up these stick traps. Can we relocate you? We can. Put a stick trap there. And put a stick trap here. Because this is where we're gonna expand next. And I think tomorrow we'll go wolf hunting. They're probably taking all of my food. All of my animals. Okay, so we can get a cap, a wide hat, winter clothes, and summer clothes. Okay, so we could have taken that apart from... So we can take, tainted clothes apart and probably get resources, which is good to know. How are we gonna get the clothing fabric? We should have some, if I'm not mistaken. Linen cloth. Okay, let me look at this. If we do a pair of summer clothes... Okay, so you use just about anything. I mean, sure, let's make another summer clothes. Then we're gonna want to have probably a set of winter clothes. Where are we gonna store that? I have no idea yet. Wall-mounted weapon rack. We need, like, better storage. Because shells can only hold so many things. We could move the textiles into here. Does it tell me what you're currently making? No, just summer clothes. Like, I'd like to see what material you're currently using. I would assume it's deer leather. Oh, God. Extortion? Extortion by the Forest Bandits. A figure from the Forest Bandits appears just outside Keswick. He seeks an audience to strike a deal. Oh my goodness. Do you have a whole tower shield? Disfigured. Sunseeker. It's all flimsy. You have wood armor, a hatchet, and a tower shield. Melee skill is 13. That tower shield's gonna be tough to handle. I would assume they're gonna attack from here, which isn't bad for us. We do have a spike trap, depending on which side they decide to try and enter. Okay, you currently have winter clothes that have poor hit points. Yours has poor hit points as well. All of your clothes have poor hit points. Okay, we desperately need to get some clothes going. You guys all have winter clothes. Maybe that's why you're uncomfortable? I mean, you're not... Well, now it says none of you are. You're deprived of religious activities, which you are a merciful monk. Religious restitutionist. Okay, we need another restitution shrine. You know what? We'll put one here. Alright, let's get that going, and then Arwernack is going to try and negotiate here. Chances are we're not going to take it. It is kind of cool that they have, like, the campfire and their flag. We'll go ahead and go to sleep for the night. Wake up in the morning. See what we're dealing with. I did want to check out the kiln. Roasted meat has rotted. Okay. Does roasted meat, it counts as a raw food, right? Compote? Compote? The heck is that? Oh, our dog did get out. Little lady. Survive until the first autumn. Okay. Moderate temperature, rain and fog are frequent, chance of thunderstorms and hailstorms. I do feel like the rain... I don't know. I'm a big rain guy. I love the rain. I love sitting inside listening to the rain. I love the smell of rain. This rain really gets me. I feel like it looks good. It sounds good. Like, I feel so relaxed right now. I really like this rain. Alright, let's go, before we go ahead and end things for today, send you to go negotiate and see what the heck these people want. These dang extortionists. What do they want from me? I feel like this could be a cool screenshot. I like that. It was hard to tell if he was animal or human. The wild hunt rides through Keswick, he growled. Pay or be prey, I don't care. 2 archers and 4 marauders. The people of Keswick said no. No. You stood your ground, refusing to give in to their demands. Keswick's folk took up arms, making you ready for battle. 3 hours? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Alrighty, well, we will go ahead and end things here for today, which means next episode we will go ahead and open up with a battle. As always, I appreciate y'all for stopping by, and I'll see you in the next episode. Until then, peace out, y'all.